For thousands of years, the average family did not have a pharmacy nearby, a doctor's appointment, or a bottle of medicine sitting inside a cabinet. Instead, healing often began in the garden. Nearly every household maintained a collection of useful plants that could be turned into teas, poultices, syrups, tinctures, or simple remedies for common illnesses. These medicinal gardens were especially important in villages, farms, monasteries, and rural communities, where professional medical care was limited or expensive. If you love ancient plant wisdom explained in a grounded, modern way, go ahead and subscribe. This channel is all about simple, traditional foods and herbs without the hype. And as we go, tell me in the comments. Number 1. Yarrow. Yarrow was one of the most respected medicinal plants in traditional Europe. The plant is easily recognized by its feathery leaves and clusters of white or pale pink flowers. For hundreds of years, it appeared in cottage gardens, monastery gardens, and rural farms because people believed it could help treat a wide variety of health problems. The plant became especially famous for its association with wounds and bleeding. Historical accounts suggest that soldiers carried yarrow during times of war because crushed leaves were traditionally applied to cuts and injuries. Ancient Greek legends even connected the herb to warriors and battlefield healing. Whether these stories were entirely accurate or not, they helped establish yarrow's reputation throughout Europe. Village healers often prepared teas from the flowers and leaves. The plant was commonly used during colds and fevers because many believed it encouraged sweating and supported the body during illness. Some herbal traditions also use yarrow for digestive complaints and minor discomforts. Gardeners valued yarrow because it grew easily and required very little attention. It could survive poor soils, drought, and difficult conditions. Once established, the plant returned year after year without much care. Beyond medicine, yarrow also attracted beneficial insects and pollinators, making it useful for both healing and gardening. Over time, however, modern medicine reduced the need for many traditional herbal remedies. Yarrow gradually disappeared from ordinary gardens and became more common among herbal enthusiasts. Today, the plant remains a symbol of traditional healing and demonstrates how a simple wildflower once served as one of the most trusted medicines in household gardens. Yarrow also became important because it was one of the few medicinal plants that ordinary families could easily gather or cultivate without special knowledge. In many rural communities, mothers and grandmothers taught children how to recognize the feathery leaves and white flower heads. Some traditional healers dried large amounts of the flowers during summer so they could prepare remedies during winter. Because the plant spread quickly and survived harsh conditions, it became one of the most dependable herbs in household gardens. Even after many other medicinal plants disappeared, yarrow often continued growing along roadsides and field edges, quietly preserving its long connection with traditional medicine. Number 2. Angelica. Angelica was once considered one of Europe's most valuable medicinal herbs. The tall plant, with its large leaves and umbrella-shaped flowers, often grew in monastery gardens where monks carefully cultivated medicinal species. During the Middle Ages, Angelica became associated with protection, healing, and strength. Traditional healers used nearly every part of the plant. The roots, stems, leaves, and seeds all appeared in various preparations. Teas, syrups, and herbal tonics were commonly made from Angelica, and many people believed it supported digestion and overall wellness. The plant gained particular importance during periods of disease outbreaks. People sometimes carried pieces of Angelica root or burned the herb because they believed it offered protection against illness. These beliefs reflected the medical understanding of the time and helped make Angelica one of the most highly valued medicinal plants. Angelica also became associated with digestive health. Herbal preparations were commonly used after large meals or periods of stomach discomfort. The aromatic qualities of the plant contributed to its popularity, and many traditional remedies relied on its strong scent. Growing Angelica required more care than some other herbs. The plant preferred moist soil and cooler climates, but dedicated gardeners often reserved space for it because of its reputation. Over time, the rise of modern medicine reduced the importance of Angelica in everyday life. Today it survives mainly in herb gardens and among traditional herbalists. Yet, for centuries it was considered one of the most important plants a household could grow. Angelica also gained importance because of its impressive appearance. The tall stems and large leaves made it stand out in medicinal gardens, and many people believed plants with such strong growth possessed equally strong healing properties. Some traditional preparations used candied Angelica stems, while others relied on dried roots stored for winter use. The plant often appeared in monastery records because monks carefully documented its cultivation and medicinal uses. Its reputation spread widely across northern Europe, making it one of the best-known healing plants of its era. Number 3. Elecampane. Elecampane was a striking garden plant known for its tall stems and bright yellow flowers. Although it looked attractive, its true value lay beneath the soil in its large roots. For hundreds of years, these roots played an important role in traditional medicine. The plant became especially associated with respiratory problems. Herbalists frequently prepared syrups, teas, and infusions from elecampane roots for coughs and chest discomfort. Many traditional medical texts mention the plant as a valuable remedy during winter illnesses. The roots possessed a strong aroma and bitter flavor, which many people believed indicated medicinal power. In earlier centuries, bitter herbs often received great respect because they were associated with healing properties. Elecampane appeared in monastery gardens throughout Europe. Monks who maintained medicinal gardens considered it an important species, and written records from the medieval period frequently describe its uses. The plant also carried cultural significance. Some legends connected Elecampane with ancient history and mythology, giving it a reputation that extended beyond medicine. These stories helped preserve its importance for generations. Growing Elecampane required space because the plants could become quite large. Nevertheless, many families considered the effort worthwhile because of the value placed on the roots. Today, Elecampane is rarely found in ordinary gardens. Modern cough medicines and respiratory treatments gradually replace the traditional remedies made from its roots. However, its long history reminds us that large sections of early medicine depended entirely upon plants that people cultivated themselves. The large roots of Elecampane were often harvested in autumn, cleaned and dried for future use. Herbalists sometimes stored them for months before preparing remedies. The plant also became valued because it survived cold climates and produced large amounts of usable material. In older gardens, Elecampane often occupied dedicated spaces because of its size. Its bright flowers added beauty, while its roots provided medicine. Even after modern treatments became available, some rural communities continued using traditional Elecampane preparations for generations. Number 4. Feverfew. Feverfew earned its name because people believed it helped reduce fevers and support the body during illness. The plant resembles a small daisy, producing cheerful white flowers with yellow centers that made it attractive as both a medicinal and ornamental herb. For centuries, feverfew appeared in household gardens throughout Europe. The plant was easy to grow and often returned every year, making it a reliable part of traditional medicine gardens. Families valued herbs that required little maintenance, and feverfew fit perfectly into this role. Herbal preparations were commonly made from the leaves and flowers. Teas and infusions became popular remedies for headaches, fevers, and various aches. Although scientific understanding was very different at the time, many people believed the plant possessed valuable healing properties. The plant also became associated with women's health in certain herbal traditions. Historical texts occasionally mention its use for various conditions, contributing to its reputation as a versatile medicinal herb. Gardeners appreciated that feverfew could thrive in many conditions. Once established, it spread easily and often reseeded itself naturally. This ensured that households rarely ran out of the herb. As pharmaceutical medicines became more available, feverfew gradually disappeared from many gardens. Today it survives mainly among gardeners interested in traditional herbs and historical medicine. Its long history demonstrates how ordinary flowering plants once served important roles in everyday healthcare. Many gardeners appreciated feverfew because it required very little attention once established. The plant could spread naturally and return each year without replanting. This reliability made it valuable during periods when obtaining medicines was difficult. Some traditional households kept dried feverfew hanging inside kitchens or storage rooms for future use. The cheerful flowers also made the plant attractive, allowing medicinal gardens to remain visually appealing. Its ability to combine beauty and usefulness helped explain why it remained popular for so many centuries. Number 5. Horehound. Horehound became one of the most respected herbs for coughs, throat discomfort, and chest complaints. The plant produced fuzzy leaves with a bitter taste, and despite its unpleasant flavor, people valued it highly because of its medicinal reputation. Traditional healers frequently prepared teas, syrups, and candies from horehound. During winter illnesses, many families relied upon these preparations to soothe sore throats and persistent coughs. The herb eventually became famous for horehound candy, which remained popular for many generations. The plant grew easily in poor soils and difficult conditions. Because it required little maintenance, many households cultivated it specifically for medicinal purposes. Farmers and rural families often considered horehound essential because it was readily available whenever illness appeared. Historical herbal books repeatedly mention the plant, particularly in relation to respiratory complaints. Its bitter flavor contributed to its reputation because many traditional healing systems associated bitterness with medicinal strength. Horehound also attracted pollinators and could survive drought conditions, making it a practical addition to garden spaces. Unlike delicate herbs that required constant care, horehound often thrived with minimal attention. Number 6. Self-heal. Few medicinal plants carried a name as impressive as self-heal. The very name suggested that the plant possessed remarkable healing powers, and for centuries many people believed it could help the body recover from a wide variety of problems. Self-heal grows low to the ground and produces small purple flowers that appear in meadows, fields, and garden borders. Traditional healers used both the leaves and flowers. The plant was often crushed and applied to cuts, bruises, and minor wounds. Some people prepared herbal teas, while others created poultices that could be placed directly on the skin. Because the plant grew naturally in many regions, it became available to ordinary families who had little access to professional medical care. Medieval herbal books frequently praised self-heal and described it as a valuable household remedy. The belief that one plant could support numerous conditions helped make it a regular feature in medicinal gardens. Many families allowed it to spread naturally rather than removing it as a weed. The plant's ability to thrive with little attention made it especially valuable. It tolerated poor soil and returned year after year. Unlike delicate herbs that required constant care, self-heal often survived on its own. As medical science developed, many of its traditional uses disappeared from everyday life. Today, most gardeners overlook the plant entirely, even though it once held a respected place in herbal medicine and household healing traditions. Because self-heal grew naturally in fields and meadows, many people considered it a gift from nature rather than a cultivated herb. Some communities viewed the plant as a symbol of recovery and resilience. Okay, quick pause. If you're learning something new, hit like. It really helps this kind of educational content reach more people who are trying to get back to simpler, older wisdom. Number 7. Costmary. Costmary was once among the most useful herbs grown in monastery gardens and household medicinal plots. The plant produces long, aromatic leaves that carry a pleasant scent, making it valuable for both practical and medicinal purposes. Traditional healers often recommended Costmary for digestive discomfort. The leaves could be steeped into teas or prepared as herbal infusions. People believed the plant supported digestion and helped relieve stomach complaints after large meals. Beyond medicine, Costmary served many additional functions. Families sometimes placed the leaves inside books, clothing chests, and storage areas because of the fragrance. In some regions, the herb earned nicknames that reflected its household usefulness. Monasteries frequently cultivated Costmary because monks maintained extensive medicinal gardens containing dozens of useful plants. Written records from these gardens mention Costmary alongside many better-known herbs. The plant's versatility made it especially valuable in earlier centuries when every garden plant needed to serve multiple purposes. A herb that could provide fragrance, practical uses, and medicine represented an important household resource. As commercial medicines became common, Costmary gradually disappeared from ordinary gardens. Today, only specialty herb gardeners often recognize it, despite the fact that previous generations considered it extremely useful. The pleasant fragrance of Costmary helped distinguish it from many stronger medicinal herbs. Number 8. Wood betony. Wood betony enjoyed an extraordinary reputation in European herbal medicine. For centuries, many healers considered it one of the most important medicinal plants available. Some old herbal writings praised the herb so highly that they suggested it could address numerous complaints. The plant produces purple flower spikes and grows naturally in woodland edges and meadows. Traditional healers collected the leaves and flowering stems for use in teas and herbal preparations. Wood betony became associated with headaches, nervous complaints, and digestive problems. Many people believed it could strengthen the body and improve general wellness. The plant also carried symbolic importance in certain regions, where people believed it offered protection against illness or misfortune. Because it could grow in partially shaded conditions, wood betony became suitable for many garden settings. Families often cultivated it near other medicinal herbs, so that supplies would remain available throughout the year. Historical medical texts repeatedly mention the herb, demonstrating how important it once was. Monastery gardens frequently included wood betony because of its strong reputation among herbal practitioners. Number 9. Lovage. Lovage occupied a special position because it served both medicinal and culinary purposes. The plant grows tall and produces aromatic leaves that resemble celery in both appearance and flavor. Because every part of the plant could be used, lovage became extremely valuable in traditional household gardens. Herbal practitioners often recommended lovage for digestive complaints. Teas and infusions prepared from the leaves or roots appeared in many traditional remedies. The pleasant aroma made these preparations easier to consume than some bitter medicinal herbs. At the same time, lovage became a useful kitchen ingredient. The leaves flavored soups, stews, and various dishes. Families appreciated plants that provided both food and medicine, especially when garden space was limited. The plant grows vigorously and returns year after year, making it dependable for households that relied on homegrown remedies. Once established, lovage required relatively little maintenance. Monastery gardens frequently cultivated lovage because it supported both cooking and medicinal practices. Its versatility ensured that it remained popular for centuries. Today, the plant survives mainly among specialty gardeners and herb enthusiasts. Most modern households have never encountered lovage, despite its long history as both a food and a medicine. The strong aroma of lovage made it popular in both cooking and traditional medicine. Gardeners appreciated that nearly every part of the plant could be used, reducing waste and increasing its value. The tall stems often became striking features in kitchen gardens, while the leaves provided both flavor and medicinal preparations. Because families relied heavily on multi-purpose plants, lovage remained important for centuries. Number 10. Sweet cicely. Sweet cicely was one of the gentlest medicinal plants found in traditional gardens. The plant produces delicate leaves and naturally sweet flavors that made it particularly useful in herbal remedies. Unlike many medicinal herbs that tasted bitter, sweet cicely offered a pleasant flavor. Traditional healers often used the plant in digestive remedies. The leaves, seeds, and roots appeared in various preparations intended to soothe discomfort and support general wellness. Because of its sweetness, the herb sometimes helped improve the flavor of other medicines. Gardeners appreciated sweet cicely because it returned every year and adapted well to cooler climates. The attractive foliage also made it suitable for ornamental gardens, allowing beauty and usefulness to exist together. The pleasant scent contributed to the plant's popularity. Families occasionally used the leaves in household applications beyond medicine, further increasing its value. In earlier centuries, herbs that combined flavor, fragrance, and medicinal uses were especially important because they served multiple purposes within the home. Sweet cicely fulfilled all of these roles. Although it has largely disappeared from modern gardens, sweet cicely once occupied an important place in traditional healing. Its story illustrates how many valuable plants gradually vanished as commercial medicines replaced household herbal knowledge. For hundreds of years, gardens served as living pharmacies. Before modern hospitals, prescription medications, and drugstores became widely available, people relied upon plants to address everyday illnesses and injuries. I post videos like this to help you build simple, realistic routines you can actually stick with. Before you go, drop a one-word comment so I know what you want next. Sleep, digestion, stress, energy, or pain? I'll pin the most common answer and make the next video around it.